Hey guys, it's me, Fati. Not as the Afghan mystic in this sense, just as myself. Although the Afghan mystic is myself, so. But I'm just out here showing up as me today to chit chat a little bit. Lighting's weird here, but it's fine. I woke up feeling like super nostalgic today. I literally couldn't fall asleep last night. I went to bed at like 4 a.m., which is not a vibe. Waiting for the sirens to pass. I don't know. It's giving mad retrograde energy, especially with like everything in Cancer right now. But I'm house sitting and cat sitting. And I literally felt so creeped out last night because I was like, I think I just feel creeped out anywhere I'm in a house alone. I was like, obviously the cats are here and I'm like so used to being places by myself, but it's like, I don't know, when you're in somebody else's house, like, or even your own house during the daytime, right? It's just like, it's quiet, it's mellow, it's romanticized, it's freeing, like it's just so peaceful. And it's like a whole different energy. But then like once nighttime rolls around and it's dark, you're like, it's too quiet. This is freaking me out. And just like being somebody who's, sensitive to energy and spirit and all that, like sometimes, I don't know, my fucking brain does play tricks on me. So I don't know. I almost talked myself like out of spending the night here several times last night. And I was like, should I just go home and sleep and then come back in the morning? And then I was like, bitch, you need to fucking grow up. Like, you've done this a million times before. Like, why are you being so weird right now? And my best friend who's traveling right now, she was messaging me and she was like, shut the fuck up and suck it up. Like, man up, stop being a baby. Like, just fucking go to sleep. Like, put on your show, relax, chill out, like enjoy the time you have. And that led me to not sleeping until 4 a.m. And I was like, I can't do this because that is not my routine. A bitch is asleep by 11, usually, if I'm lucky. I mean, the energy's been a little off because we have a full moon coming up. So I have been like kind of going to sleep a little bit later, maybe like around 1. But I was like, 4 a.m., like that's preposterous and that's insane and just ridiculous in every sense. So I woke up super like groggy today. I have a headache. Alhamdulillah, that was rude. Bless you, thank you. Yeah, I woke up just like super groggy today. I have kind of a headache. It just feels like tense. Like, I don't know if that's ever happened to you, if you're like tired or just like overly, I don't know. I just feel weird. Like my head feels weird and like my neck feels tense. And I keep thinking about how like I'm just always like this. And I'm like, bitch, just fucking like relax your shoulders. Like every time I brush my teeth or do anything, it's like this. And I'm like, dude, like, why are you so tense? Like, what are you stressed out about? Fucking relax, you know? So I'm drinking a second cup of coffee. Very grateful. It's delicious. It's black because I don't have my oat milk, but I think maybe I need to take a break from that too. But I don't know, I've kind of been like wanting to just like pop on here and run my mouth for a little bit. Have a yapathon 5,000, you know? I don't know, yesterday I was also feeling kind of nostalgic, but also like super sensitive, and it all makes sense. Like I took Instagram off my phone. I actually deleted the app this time. Ugh, this one fucking fly is pissing me off. Normally there's nothing in here, but I opened the garage by accident because I was like, okay, let me take out the trash. I don't know where their trash cans are. I don't know where anything is. I couldn't find a single trash can. So I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, but I was like, this one single fly being in here is like, I don't know, just a symbol of irritation, a symbol of like, you know, minuscule setbacks or like minuscule distractions that are coming in, and it makes sense. But yesterday, my coffee kind of looks like a smiley face. Like the little face in it looks like a smiley face. You can tell I look so like sleepy and just like congested and out of it. Ugh. But it's okay. I love myself. I'm a beautiful queen. So are you. That one fly, dude. Yesterday was interesting because I was thinking about the fact that like we're in this retrograde season, we're in Cancer season, and it's all about, like our home life, our family life, our relationships, our safety, our security, our self-love, our nurturing, and things like that. And with the retrograde happening, it's just also amplifying all of that energy and like, having us rethink, reevaluate, whatever. But also feeling the energy of just like allowing things to be and just kind of moving with it, because it's been a couple of times now leading up to this week where like I've heard from other people things that they've gone through and things that have happened, but then also with myself, right? Just the message of, oh, I was trying to do XYZ so that this wouldn't happen. Like, this is what I was trying to avoid. But regardless of what I did to steer that, it still happened. So I think releasing the idea of this false sense of control that we think that we have on things. And I think it's a good lesson because for me, like I'm somebody who grew up not with a lot of people to like look up to, right? It was just a lot of like chaos, drama, trauma, tumultuous, like me raising myself in the sense of looking how everyone else was behaving and like what was happening in their life and teaching myself to like hopefully make better decisions or to make different decisions and to avoid doing those things, right? And of course, like you can't avoid everything your whole life. Like there are things that you have to do. And so like I have a little sister. She's not little anymore. She graduated high school, and like growing up, I wasn't always there for her because, our parents, we have different fathers. But we just both had our own journeys, and I was, we're 18 years apart, which is insane, right? We're like a whole person in between us. And so, I was on my journey growing up, and then she was born and she was living with my mom, and I was on the West Coast living with my dad, and like it was a whole thing. But like, anytime I came back, anytime I would try to spend time with her, and even these last few years that I've been so like blessed to have with her, I always try, not just with her, but like with everyone, I try to live by example and teach people like, or show the things that, I would have done differently so that they won't go through what I went through growing up. And if there's one thing that I've learned, like the biggest lesson that I've learned, just like being a big sister, and, obviously you love, like, this is all Cancerian energy, like mother energy, sister energy, daughter energy, family energy, love energy, like caring about these people and like, wanting to help and do what's best for them. The biggest thing I've learned in the last, I don't know, probably 2 years is when it finally started to click. Once I got married and had to move out and like, do my own thing and kind of detach from things, is like, I actually don't have control. Like, yes, I'm coming from a good place in my heart. Like, I'm coming from a pure intention. But in actuality, even so, like, that's not guaranteed to make a difference. Like my husband says, you can plant seeds and people will do what they want with them if they want to and if it's part of the journey. But I've also learned, especially, being an older sister and like seeing like the journey that my mom's going through with my sister, is like we really have to understand that even if we come from a good place, even if our intentions are positive, that's not guaranteed to make a difference, right? Like if I'm trying to tell her XYZ so she doesn't repeat the same mistakes, that's great. And maybe it'll give her, perspective. But at the end of the day, we can't stop people from doing things and experiencing things. And we can't stop other things from happening if they're meant to be. Because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own experience. Everybody's entitled to their own journey and to live that out. And we're human beings. Like, most of us learn through experience, right? Like, it's not just enough for someone to be like, oh, I don't think that you should do this because this is what happened to me. Regardless, like, we still have to do, like, we have that, like, desire to just, like, do it ourselves and, like, find out, fuck around and find out is the human philosophy. So I just find it really interesting that I'm like, my mom and my sister got into an argument the other day because my sister is now an adult, right? Americanly speaking. But in my mind, I'm like, as humans, we are not adults at 18. Like, we're maybe an adult. We start to be an adult at like 30, okay? It's false. It's all a guise. It's not real. But whatever. This is the society that we live in, right? So they're going through their own journey, and it really bums me out to see them going through this, because in my mind, I'm like, if you would have done XYZ like I had stated previously, maybe some of this stuff wouldn't happen. But I can't even think that, because at the same time, it's like I've said all those things, and whether they chose to listen or not, things still happen. And my mom was like, oh, I tried to do this, and this, so that I was trying to avoid it. She's like, I just had a feeling like I knew something was going to happen and things were going to blow up. And it just, she's like, I tried so hard to like make it so that like wasn't my intention. And I was like, well, maybe it just had to happen that way so that you guys can like move through it, right? Like, you try to avoid things, but then they still happen. So what's the lesson in that? The lesson is like, we can't control everything, and maybe some things are just literally meant to happen so that we can learn from them and grow from them. And maybe it's like helping us in the process, like we literally can't avoid the things that are meant for us. What is meant for us will never pass us by. That's true. And then like I'm house sitting and cat sitting. And my cousin's sister was like, she was home the one night and I wasn't. And the whole point of me being here is to make sure that like the cats are inside before either I leave or I spend the night, so that they're not locked outside. But on the first night, they got left outside. And that was out of my control, because I left and I did what I was supposed to do. And then she came home and did whatever. And then the whole thing was like, and my cousin texted me and was like, the one thing that I didn't want to happen, like that's what I was trying to avoid, and that's exactly what happened. And I was like, I'm sensing a theme here. Like, what do you mean, And so I've just kind of been thinking about that, because I mean, it's true. Like, literally whatever is meant to happen for us will not pass us by. Like, you can try to take a different route and you can try to make things go a different way, but at the end of the day, like, it's already written. Like, whatever is gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and you don't have control over that. You have control over how you respond to a situation, right? And like the actions and that you take and the decisions that you make following whatever happens. But yesterday morning, when I was like, okay, I guess I just have to get up and like come straight here and get stuff done, do whatever. But like, that's not my typical morning routine. Like, I have a longer morning routine. But yesterday I was like, okay, I got up, I fed my dogs, I took them out, I made my coffee, I threw shit in a bag, and I came here and like I pivoted, I was flexible, I did the rest of my routine here. But it was funny because I was making a cup of coffee and I was putting it in a to-go cup that my mom got me. My mom had gotten me this super cute like glass tumbler for my birthday. And so I've only used it like a handful of times, but you know, I washed it in the sink and like I made my coffee. And as I'm like wiping the counter, it's like I wiped the counter and I moved the cup, and it's like, it's almost like there was more spilled than what I thought. And I was like, what? And then I pick up my cup and my coffee just like shooting out of the bottom. And I was so confused because I was like, what the heck? And I like look at it and there's just like a teeny tiny little, like I must have, I don't know, chipped the bottom in just like the perfect angle for it to just chip off this teeny tiny piece, for it to make this little hole that was like, now there's like everything shooting out of. And I was like, well, I can't fix this. Like, there's nothing I can do about this. Like, and even if I like tried, right? Like, let's say I tried to glue it or like do something, that's not guaranteed to hold because it's glass, and glass is very temperamental, right? Like, it's very sensitive. So I was like, I might as well just throw this away and start over, because I'm not gonna take the risk of, okay, I try to plug this tiny hole and then like somehow it just ends up shattering, right? So I was like, whatever, bitch, just throw it away and start over. But it really bummed me out because I was like, such a cute cup, but like such a nice sentiment, and it had sentimental value because my mom got it for me. But I was like, I only used it a handful of times, but it is what it is. Like, what was I supposed to do? Hold on to this cup that had a fucking hole in it, you know? Like, I can't do that. Like, it's not conducive. It's not gonna work. So that was like my morning, and I was like, all right, whatever, man. I was like, I don't have time for this. I just like threw it in a mason jar, and I was like, I'll just, whatever, you know, like pivot. So I think really rolling with the punches and pivoting is in the mix here. My brain, like, I have such a bad headache today. Like, I just feel like it's a tension headache. So I'm like drinking this coffee, hoping it'll help. But I think I don't know. I think I need to do some kind of meditation or some kind of relaxation, something for my neck, because everything just feels tense. Like my head feels like tight, like it's gonna freaking explode. And I'm like, dude, maybe I slept wrong. Maybe it was because, you know, I didn't go to bed till 4 a.m. and I'm like past my routine. Because I think I woke up at 9 and I was just gonna wake up, but then I think I passed out again. And I was like, whatever, it's fine. It's actually not fine because I don't feel well, but I'm just trying to move through the energy and roll with the punches. And just this whole week too, I felt, I don't know, super weird and out of it. I feel like my body is just like forcing me to slow down. Like, I have so many chores I need to do before I leave for California, okay? And I only have a couple of days to do it. But right now, my body's just like, no, we're just going to relax and you're not going to do anything. And I'm like, but I have laundry and I need to put stuff away and I need to clean and I have things I need to take care of. Like, I have a whole list. Ask me if I've done shit. I haven't. I've been resting and receiving and relaxing, okay? I've been embodying abundant energy by being in this house and mostly like daydreaming and fantasizing and like mentally manifesting the type of life that I want for myself, you know, and just like trying to put myself where I see myself and just, I don't know, I guess romanticizing life a little more, because I really don't have the energy to do anything else, which I guess is a blessing, because I mean, we're in a retrograde, right? Like, we are supposed to slow down and take our time and reevaluate and revisit and reimagine and just all the re's. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of other words, but my brain cannot like focus on any of them. I just want to sleep. I want to sleep for 3 days is what I want to do. I actually hung out with my mom yesterday, which was nice. Then by the time we got home, I was a corpse and I was like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I have this restlessness still. Like, I have energy and I want to do things, but then I don't have like the mental capacity or like the physical. Like, the two things are not meshing right now. So I've just been trying to take it easy because I'm like, what else am I supposed to do? I can't force myself to do anything. Like, it's just not working. So I'm trying not to resist, right? Okay, that's a good word. Not resisting, just being and allowing and existing. I don't know. It's a lot. I don't know if any of this was helpful, but I kind of feel like I just want to pop on here and like talk more and just be myself. And, you know, I'm more than just a channel reader, whatever. I'm a person, I'm having this experience. And so I want to share that too. You know? Oh, I'm so sleepy. Like, you can see it in my face. I was like, should I go outside and like lay in the back and get some sun today? I might. It's really cloudy though. It's just feeling off. I don't know. I feel like we're about to have another storm. So that'll be nice. Maybe I'll get something done over the weekend. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't really know what's going on. I just know that I'm out here doing the damn thing. And I know you guys are too. So I don't know if you're feeling exhausted. It's probably normal. You know, your body's just like asking you to recalibrate and slow down and just like, you know, be more in the moment and not so much do. Like, we're in summer and yeah, things are moving, but I don't know, I think it's a good time to just sit back and relax, just take it easy, like do what you can and leave the rest, you know? You're doing something productive for even 5 minutes. That's still a step forward. It's a lot more than not doing anything. But I think giving yourself like the time and the space and the grace and the compassion to just kind of slow down and be and just do as your body will allow you right now, you know, because at least that's what I'm experiencing. I don't know what else to do. I literally just want to go back to sleep. But I'm like, that's not helpful. But maybe it is. Maybe that's what my body needs right now. Maybe I just need to fucking chill out and take a nap and just actually get, you know, a little bit of rest. Make sure to stay hydrated. Make sure to eat, nourish yourself. I think I'm going to make some eggs right now. Because that usually helps my brain power, of course, is eating and giving yourself nutrients. 22:33 on the clock. I don't know, just kind of taking it easy. I feel like I've also been super nostalgic. Like I said, I was looking at my Snapchat memories from like the last few years, like 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, you know, like on this date. And I was like, damn, June really do be popping for me. Like every June I was doing something. I was hanging out with someone, like stuff was going on. And I think I'm feeling a little nostalgic because I haven't been back to San Diego in like 2 years. And prior to that, I think it was 2 years, or maybe it was once a year. I don't know. Like, life's been lifing, and I've been going back and forth, you know. I'll stop by there once a year for a couple weeks or something, and it's just been a while since I've actually had like a whole month to like go see my dad and go see my niece and nephew and like catch up with, I don't know, maybe the 2 friends that I have left there, which is not a lot. Like I said, people be dropping like flies and life keeps happening, but it's interesting to like feel that energy, you know, because you're going back to a familiar place and you're just not the same person that you were at all, even a year ago and 2 years ago at that. Like, I'm completely different and I've gone through so much. And I don't know, leaving there 6 years ago, like 6 years ago, I was a completely different person. Like, we're just always growing and changing. So I think it's interesting to be able to kind of revisit the past and just kind of like look at things from a different lens and look at yourself from a different lens and look at other people from a different lens and just like the times and the things that were happening, because I don't even talk to half of those people anymore. But it was like nice to look back at those memories and be like, damn, that was a good time. It was a simple time. It was a different time. I mean, everything wasn't good, you know, but just to like go back and appreciate those memories. And then I don't know, it warms my heart because when I first left, I think there was just so much going on in my life and in my heart with like grief and loss and pain and just change and transition that I was ready. I was like, I'm leaving and I'm literally never coming back. But then I'm like, that's my home. Like, I love it there so much. And this year I've just been, I've been missing the beach. I've been missing the sun. I've been missing my dad. I've been missing, you know, my family, and like just, again, like some of the old friends that I still do keep in touch with. And I don't know, I just feel like I think I'm ready to go back as a different, like better, not because we're never completely healed, but I've done a lot of healing and growing over the last few years. And so I don't know, to be able to go back from this lens and just like, you know, experience things differently this time, and just have a lot more compassion for myself and for everyone else, and just like the lives that I've lived and the versions of myself that I've been, and, you know, appreciate myself for where I'm at now. Like, I'm not exactly where I want to be, and trust me, like, times have been tough, but I don't know, I just feel like I have a newfound appreciation for things, and just, I don't know, I guess I'm ready to go, like, face my demons if there are any to face, have conversations if there are conversations that need to be had, or just, you know, going back with more perspective and just appreciation and just openness to experience things from a different standpoint this time. I don't know. I'm only gone for a month. My poor husband's gonna have to live without me, and him. It's gonna be a journey because I haven't done that in a while, and I'm like, I haven't left you for this long in a long time. It's been like 2 years since the last time I went back, and I was gone for maybe, you know, it was probably a month, at least 3 weeks. So it's just like putting myself in those zones of discomfort to grow. Just like spending the night here by myself last night with the cats, and like feeling creeped out and like weird. And I'm like, bitch, you need to get over your mind. Like, you have to conquer your mind, because your mind will play tricks on you. And it's not always the case, but sometimes it is, you know? And so you just have to learn to be able to like push through the weirdness, push through the fear, push through the anxiety and all of like the chaos, and just like get to the other side, you know? So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go make something to eat because my brain's not working, and this coffee is nothing if I don't also nourish myself. So I wish you guys peace and love in this journey of life and moving through whatever chaos you're moving through right now. Give yourself some love and compassion. You know, you deserve it, and so do the people around you. Life's not easy for anyone, even if you can't always like see through the veil, you know? So, okay. I love you. Bye.